Hello, my dear Sagittarius. This is your love and spirituality reading for the mid-month of August 2018 with me, Queen of Cups Tarot. I read for the signs in order of most liked videos, so don't forget to hit the thumbs up button for your sign. And you can see the order I read in this time around at the community section of my channel. And thank you all for liking, watching, commenting, and subscribing to my channel. I'm so grateful for all of your appreciation. Hello, Kalinda and Wape and Maribel. Thank you for joining me. The reading can go both ways. The message is for the people who watch it. So if you cross-watch for another sign and recognize yourself as the main person in the reading, just trust your own intuition and you will get the message you need. For this reading, I used Osho Zen Tarot by Deva Padma. I have been using it since 1995, and this deck has been my main source of inspiration to read tarot in the way I do. I will make a shorter 5-card spread for you to make it more digestible. So, okay. When I open your deck here, I see past lives. It's the moon card, and we recently have a full blood moon with a total lunar eclipse here in the end of July. And here we have schizophrenia. That's the Two of Swords card. So what I can see here is that old memories wants to reach you, Sagittarius, and you are not totally happy about it. Hello, water and fire. Okay. So why you're not happy about it is because you want to keep some kind of surface. You want to keep equilibrium. This is connected to Libra. Also past lives. It might also be your ancestors, like what they have been through in their lives wants to come through here, and you are holding it off a little bit. It's not a big block. It's just more like you see this as an inconvenience, so you don't want to let it come through. It might be, for example, starting to cry in the midst of a movie without no explanation. It wasn't even specifically sad. It's just probably it remembers you. It reminds you of something that you have been through, and it can be feeling overly dramatic in a situation that is not likely usual to cause this kind of drama. So you're trying to put a lid on it here with the schizophrenia, the Two of Swords. Two of Swords is diplomacy. It's also keeping your teeth before your tongue, so you won't say something rude or inappropriate. Two of Swords is also about silent treatment sometimes, and it's like peace on some level. It's you don't want a conflict, you don't want a problem, you don't want to cause a scene, things like this. Okay, so this is the beginning of this reading, the energy that's there. Oh, Wape use, that was interesting. The same cards came for you. Yes, it's usually like this. I'm sometimes watching other readers and the same cards comes for me, and it's very helpful because it's very hard to read for yourself. So when someone else got the cards, it's easier maybe to understand your own reading as well. So I called I called the divine with love and light, and here we have again Libra. It's morality, the Queen of Swords in reversed, and the Two of Swords in reversed. So I'm thinking, just like Libra, you are trying to keep cool and collected facade. You're trying to keep yourself under moral laws and social conventions. It might be that you're dealing with an air sign of any sort or any other kind of person that's dealing a lot with how you should do things, what you should look like, how you should feel, what should happen. And the shoulds are, of course, just human wants. It's not what's really going on. So it's a little bit like lying. Okay, you might be dealing with someone that's very cold and detached. Maybe they are judging you or you are judging them for the behavior that they are displaying. But with the moon card, it's really either you or them can't really help how you're acting or reacting. It's coming up things that you don't have control over, and it needs to get like some air. It needs to come through up to open air and into your clear conscious or your awareness, because it needs healing. So it can be inappropriate or inconvenient, but it needs your attention. So I called the 4 archangels in the 4 corners of the world, and here we have 9 of Cups together with Queen of Swords in reversed. So some of you might be dealing with someone that wants they want the easy way, or you want the easy way. Like, if everyone follow my rules, my life would be perfect. If no one crossed my rules or act inappropriate, my life would be nice. So if everyone please can follow these rules now, and maybe sign here, and my life will be nice. So you might be dealing with a little bit like a spoiled person, or a person thinking that thinking is the solution to everything. If you just figure things out, everything will be perfect and you can sit back with your pina colada. What I'm seeing here also is that some people, some Sagittarius maybe, or the people you are dealing with, are so afraid to reach their dreams. Maybe they are too humble, or they think that it's not for me, or that this would be also to fill one's need, to actually cry when you are sad, or ask for love when you feel abandoned. It's weak and inappropriate. So something like this is also coming through. Okay, so I call the 6 elements, and we have a little card wants to show its face here, and it's the playfulness. So I'm thinking this is Sagittarius essence. You are very playful. You have the arrow as your symbol. So, and the knight of no, the page of wands here is very arrow-like. She has her soul, and she's following it no matter where it takes her. So it's a very free energy, much like the Fool. It does things without thinking about the consequences, because it's so in tune with the soul. So this is a total other energy that's coming through. Okay, so I call the 6 elements earth, wind, fire, water, spirit, and ether to join us here today and give us a clear view reading for my dear Sagittarius viewers. So it's really hot in here and suffocating. Sweden is as warm as it was lying around the equator. It's really warm. It hasn't happened in at least 20 years. I haven't been through this same warmth, so I'm almost liquefying here. Okay, so this is your reading, Sagittarius. I will just tune into it for a few seconds to you and this energy for the last part of August. Okay. My dear Sagittarius, this is your reading there, and this is the bottom of the deck, and you have 3 celebration. So it probably means that you're working very tightly together with another soul group, another group of people. This is Cancer again, as is the moon card. So it's about love, it's about the joy of heart that you can share with others. So I'm thinking whatever trouble you are going through now, you might feel very alienated from people with the cards, or the swords card that came through, but it's just a process. Eventually you will be back to love again, and this yummy nice feeling, being able to celebrate with your soulmates or your soul group. So the closest of your family, your beloved partner, your very best friends, and the co-workers that lifts you up. So whatever you are going through, it's kind of temporary. I'm thinking this is the goal, the end goal, that people will be purified of their old karmas, traumas, and will be able to be happy again. And like, when you are healed, it's also easier to be in relationships, because you will be less touchy-feely. Okay. Yes, it's any water sign, so Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio, but it's talking about the ways of the heart. And underneath here we have adventure. So this is the seed you were when you came, the person that you were planted to become. So it seems like this is also an end goal. You will become yourself and thereby finding love, because when you find yourself, you find love. They are the same. And then also you will attract in your soul group and will have easier relationship when you are less touchy-feely. First, you need to be touchy-feely because you need to go through the moon, but eventually you will be healed. No one can touch a whole person. Yes, and here we have Cancer again, and in the reversed, and it's the Queen of Cups that wants to show her face. So this is like being a drama queen, and this is what you need to be for now. And eventually things will settle when you have let everything come through up to the surface to become healed. So you need to be yourself, even if this means becoming a drama queen a little bit. Okay, so this is, my dear beautiful Sagittarius. This is your past, and this is your future. This is the past of the circumstance, person, or how the divine has been working together with you. Maybe sometimes it's your life work, or the purpose to why you are here. And this is the future of said situation, person, the divine, etc. Okay. So here we have you, Sagittarius, and it's very funny because it comes 8 of Wands, and that's Sagittarius. It's very beautiful card, 8 of Wands. It's very pure. It's much like the Page of Wands. It's only a little bit older and wiser energy. It comes from, it's Uranus energy hitting you. It's like evolution hitting you, or you hitting Earth with your evolution. It can be this as well. So it's very clear communication, clear, piercing, direct communication from the bottom of your heart, yet very strong. It's connected to 8, the Strength card. So it's talking about you finding your soul going down in your body, and you expressing yourself through and through. So 8 of Wands is traveling. It's energy that's journeying very quickly. It's like the sun's rays, so it has potential for creative work and expansion of your situation. When this card comes, usually we take action. It might be that a phone call that you have waited for is reaching you, or that you have decided upon doing something, and here you do it. It's like a very arrow pointed energy, and it's an intention that wants you to reach your dreams. So it's a very beautiful energy, and it's like I have this Celtic Dragons tarot that I love so very much, and in that this card is saying you have become a dragon rider. So Sagittarius, this is what you have become, a dragon rider, and that means being a rainbow warrior working together with the divine. And here we have the past, and here we have the King of Cups. That's usually Scorpio. It can be any water sign, and it's also talking about your healing. We saw the Moon card, the need of healing, all the karmas and traumas, and here is the actual healing, the actual transformation. And this card actually says exactly this in the description, that no one can touch a man of Tao. So when you're healed, you won't be so easily hurt, because there's no wound that can be ripped open. And this is the process that you have been going through. I'm thinking Sagittarius has learned to accept, you have learned to accept yourself. Because this very beautiful cards here talking about self-acceptance, going with the divine wherever it was supposed to go. It might be some of you have been explaining what's in the bottom of your heart. Yes, this is definitely, someone was commenting about Scorpio and Sagittarius, and here it's Scorpio and Sagittarius. And we can also see this lotus flower and the circle, and here's the sun. So it's like the soul is talking through your heart. So I'm thinking Sagittarius has become the soul walking on earth, and you are talking from when your mouth is talking, it's your soul talking. When your heart is feeling, it's your soul feeling. So it's very beautiful, because usually in the world of earth we are very conditioned, so we only let the soul in like a little bit, but here it's fully it has fully taken place in the body, so it's very good, and it probably will totally transform your life. Maybe not for the better immediately, because there's reasons to why you have conditioned yourself is to fit in, and with this kind of energy you probably won't fit in. People won't know where to place you, so they can't really handle you, and they might run away from you, but it's what it is. You need to be yourself. This is the most important thing. Yes, okay. And the next, this is the future, and we have projections in the reversed. So projections in the reversed means that you now see the projections. Before you, I'm feeling a lot, many of you Sagittarius might have been very involved in a project or with a person, like giving your heart away to this situation. And you tried to really apply yourself and make this situation work. But now it's like you're waking up and seeing what's is this other person or this situation, what is you. So you're not taking responsibility anymore for feelings and situations that has nothing to do with you. So you're learning a little bit better to give the responsibility to someone else, not always carrying everyone else and carrying their burden. So it might be the opposite for cross watchers. It can be the other way, that a Scorpio has been very loving towards a Sagittarius, but no longer wants to carry their wound. So it can go this way too. But the seven projection, you can see here, no one is really seeing the other person for what they are. It's like Eckhart Tolle said, people that have been married for 15 years and and they haven't seen each other for the last 10 years. They have been together every day, but they didn't see the other person for real. They just saw the projection that they had about the other person. They already made up their mind. So it's not a meeting between people now. It's sometimes it can be you're seeing your partner and you're talking to your father, because it's your father's face you see. So you get really upset when your partner say, well, I'm going to expand my work hours because I need more work. And you don't realize that the problem is that your father maybe put all their effort into the work, because this was very usual in the 1900s, and didn't put the same effort into their family. So you will accuse your partner for something that your father did. Okay, so but when this is in the reversed here with the seven projections, it is talking about you are starting to see this more clearly, who you are, and what you have, what kind of image you have placed on the other person, and what kind of image they might have placed on you. So it's like you're starting to see the reality more clearly, and you're also taking the consequences. For example, if you love someone very dearly and they have a problem with you because they only see their stepmother every time they see your face, it's very hard, and you can't really fight that. Okay, so you're starting to see the reality that I know that this isn't personal, but they have made me this villain, and I'm accepting that this is how they feel. I can't change this other person. The only thing I can do is change myself and free myself from any projection, any kind of situation like this there, where the reality hasn't really gone all the way forward to each and every one. So this is a good thing. It's like the moon in the reverse. It's minor arcana moon. When we are walking underneath the moonlight, there is the moonlight is not as the sunlight, so the landscape is full of shadows and illusions, and you can see like trolls behind every stone and tree, and really there's just these shadows. Hello Scorpio Queen. And with the projections in the reverse, it's like you're starting to see clearly even through the shadows. So that's what you're doing. that's good. But it might have consequence. When we see the truth, we also need to act accordingly to it. First, the truth made you mad or sad, and then you accept it, and it will make you free. It will free you. The truth shall set you free. And this is the situation from the outside. And we have the integration, that's the alchemist or temperance card in the reversed. So we can see it's the divine masculine and the divine feminine here. Those two energies, that's it's yin and yang, needs to come together in balance in each and every one. With this card in reversed, it's likely that you are very attracted to someone that feels like they are not at all good for you, or you're dealing with people that can't understand you at all or refuse to work together with you. But still there's this bond, and you can't really move away from there. So I'm seeing that there's some people asking about when what's going to be the next sign, and I'm doing the readings in the order of most liked videos. So I put a list in my channel. If you click on my channel and then the community section and scroll down a little bit, you will see the list, how the likings have been spread and in which order I will make the reading. So, and this integration in the reversed, it just says that it kind of two energies that really are attracted to each other, like a plus and a minus pole, but they are still plus and minus, so they can't really get along. So this is what I'm seeing here. And it's the second card for love in the major arcana. So it's when we fall in love with our own shadow, like a person that's not like us at all, but they have something that we need to learn. If we are 100% ourselves and they are 100% themselves, and after we have been together for a long time, either as partner, co-workers, family members, friends, whatever, we will have learned from them. We have got some of their music taste, some of their taste in food. We might have learned to like new foods. We have also changed our political views and our views of the world. So now we are not only 100% us, we have also become more like them. So we have added to ourselves, we have expanded ourselves. Hello, Kelly and Scorpio Queen again. So yes, and this is the future of this situation. Yes, I dreaded this card. Some of you are dealing with an air sign, much what I saw in the future, in the beginning when I shuffled, but it might be that you will be dealing with one in the future, since I did this Freudian wrong spelling. Okay, saying future here when I meant in the beginning of this the shuffling. So fighting is Knight of Swords. It's usually Gemini. Gemini, all the sword signs are very unjustly depicted in this deck, but it's just to show humanity's problem with overthinking. So it just wants to correct this, make us see it very clearly. And this is usually what's going on in most of people's head. They are arguing with themselves, like, I should have been able to do this by now. And I'm so angry with myself, I can't make this happen. Or I need to make this choice. And then you make a choice because you were angry with yourself and you pushed yourself into making a choice. And then you made a choice and it was the wrong choice. So we can argue with ourselves like that, having two twins in our head driving us insane. So with the fighting card here, it kind of says this, what I was saying here, that there's two energies that clashes, that's very unlike each other. They can't really understand each other, but they need to. With the traveling card and the integration here, it says that this person that you are loathing so much and thinking that your problem is because of them, it's actually that you need to learn from them. Their superpowers are in the future to be your superpowers. So they are here to teach you something, and you are here to teach them something. So don't look at your worst enemy as a big problem. Look at them as a source of information for what's in your shadow, what you need to start to develop, also what you need to learn. So it can be a person. Good morning, Ilona. It's like 2 o'clock here in Sweden. 2 o'clock on the afternoon, so it's not really morning anymore, but it's different in different places of the world as the world is spinning. So what I'm seeing here is two persons or two situations that will have very much use of each other, but it will happen through a little bit of war. You are not going to be able to see eye to eye, but if the person that you're with is super selfish, for example, probably you need to learn to become a little bit more selfish. If the person that you're with is super loving and, you know, clingy and needy and, you know, always over dramatic and jealous, you probably need to, put through more of your feelings, because it's also like this, that when one person is pushing down their feelings, or we say that this because even if it's fire there, you usually have very passionate feelings, but we say you push down your feelings here, you don't want to feel them. So it's going to erupt like a geyser through this other person if you are connected, because it's like connection between you two, and if you push down your feelings, they will be very emotional. So we need to take equal fair share of dealing with our emotions, because in other case other people around us will become very emotional, and we can point fingers at them and saying, oh, I'm so super cool and they are so super emotional, but really it's just, they are carrying our emotions too, so it's very unfair. Whatever situation you are in that's very lap-sided, it needs to be balanced by you taking in the other person's superpower and they taking in your superpower. So I'm actually feeling inspired to read this beautiful traveling card for you, since it's Sagittarius, 5 a.m. in Arizona. Oh, so it's a proof that the Earth is round. Okay, very very good proof. So I'm going to find the fire. So traveling. This integration card is also Sagittarius. So this is your job to do this integration with on the grand scale as well. When you manage to do this inside yourself, other people will follow you in your footsteps and be able to do the same. So the tiny figure, we can see the tiny figure there, if you can see them, moving on the path through this beautiful landscape, is not concerned about the goal. He or she knows that the journey is the goal. The pilgrimage itself is the sacred place. Each step on the path is important in itself. When this card appears in a reading, it indicates a time of movement and change. It may be a physical movement from one place to the next, or an inner movement from one way of being to another. But whatever the case, this card promises that the going will be easy and will bring a sense of adventure and growth. There is no need to struggle or plan so much. The traveling card also reminds us to accept and embrace the new, just as when we travel to another country with a different culture and environment than the one we are accustomed to. This attitude of openness and acceptance invites new friends and experience into our lives. Life is always and always continuity. There is no final destination it is going towards. Just the pilgrimage, just the journey itself is life. Not reaching to some point, no goal, just dancing and being a pilgrimage, moving joyously without bothering about any destination. What will you do by reaching a destination? Nobody has asked this because everybody is trying to have some destination, but the implications, if you really reach the destination of life, then what? Then you look very embarrassed, nowhere to go. You have reached the final destination, and in the journey you have lost everything. You had to lose everything. So standing naked at the final destination, you will look around like an idiot. What was the point? You were hurrying so hard and you were worrying so hard, and this is the outcome. So it's talking about you start to enjoying here and now much more, and I'm thinking that you will become much more logic and maybe less you will learn to become a little bit more judgmental, because I'm thinking you will protect yourself better in the future. This is might be what you have learned, that you have healed yourself, so why should you let someone new scar you? in the way that you have been scarred before in the past. So I'm thinking this is ending. You're not going to allow it anymore. You're going to learn to put boundaries, or, you know, just move along to something nicer. Okay. So I'm going to take a Sacred Rebels Oracle card for you. For my dear Sagittarius, in the second half of August. I'm thinking it's some of these cards, so I will. Yes, it's always that. I'm just wanting to be sure. And this card is a person swimming underwater, and there's peace doves there. At least they look like this for me, but the wings might indicate crows, but they are white, so okay. But it's not logical, because they are flying underwater, so it can be white crows without a problem. So it's number 4. Against the grain. You want birds to be able to fly underwater. You want love to trump power. You want humanity to relate to each other as equals and to recognize the sacredness in you and in the world around you. You want to unleash the beauty that hides in even the ugliest of scenes or sentiments. You want to make possible what others say cannot be. You are a radical dreamer, a sacred rebel, and you bring the light of a more positive future to this world. However, this can have its burdens. Deep within you, you may feel that you don't really fit in with the rest of the world. Perhaps your sense of how things can be and how they really are is so different to the smaller minds or more fearful hearts of many others that you are rarely received for all that you offer. So it was what I told you, that other people might not be so happy with being with you because you scare them. This might make you feel frustrated, thwarted, or lonely at times. The universe so loves you for your unusual take on things, for the quirkiness in you that dares to honor that which is different and renders the impossible possible. You must never ever lose your unusual ways and become dry, serious, appropriate, and conventional, not even for appearance sake, for you would lose your essence. You are here to show that life is about so much more than conventional success. This oracle comes with a special message for you. You are someone who lives and breathes in the depths of creative waters. You need to lose yourself to the flow of music, nature, dreams, imagination, and fantasy, to art and literature, meditation, dance, and in sensual surrender to the sacred waters of the ocean, the river, the lake, or the bathtub. You must go against the grain. It's just your way. You are not one of the followers, but one of the agitators. However, yours is not a force of disrespectful chaos. You are a loving catalyst, and by simply being yourself, you constantly remind people that there is always another way. This oracle comes with that particular guidance that you are meant to be exactly as you are. You are meant to be the black sheep, the rainbow sheep, or even the wild wolf in a flock of sheep. Or the dragon rider, which we saw here. The daring butterfly spirit calling to the caterpillars, that is you, the front runner. The price you pay for the gift of individuality is that you must take care of it and guard it, so that you are not dulled down and conditioned into playing at being something you are not. If this has happened or is threatening to happen, this oracle brings you comfort. You will always dream of birds that fly underwater. You know that the true nature of your being can never be changed. At most, it could only be hidden for a time. Now is the time to accept who you are and allow your truth to be freely expressed. Don't worry about the effects of going against the grain. When we are who we are in truth, we attract the support, protection, and energy that we need to thrive. Your powers come from aligning your outward self with your inner truth, not with the general consensus. You will then find other dreamers, other wild butterflies, and atypically colored sheep to join you in conjuring better visions for our world. And that was what I saw for you underneath here. So it's troubled maybe a little bit right now, because you have to teach also your teaching to people that might not understand you fully because they are totally like not like you, but eventually you will be rewarded with people that can understand you, but during this time you're also here to learn the other side, like take in the other half. So if you are this half, you need to take in this other half, and that is your job, but never forget who you are. Okay, so my dear Sagittarius, I hope this will be helpful. I want you to take really, really good care, and I want you to have a really beautiful summer wherever you are in the world. And I also welcome you back to the September reading that I will perform in 2 weeks, about 2 weeks time in the middle of August. So thank you for watching this far, and take really good care, and bye bye.